Alright, welcome back to Beef Smokehouse. Today we got about a 4.5, let's call it 5-pound leg of lamb, bone in. You see that bone right there? We're going to go ahead and get my salt brine started. I'm going to let this dry brine for a few hours before I go ahead and get a fire built. And we're going to keep this real simple. This is going to be the bottom side, or the side that I'm going to keep down. The first thing we're going to do is get a bit of black pepper down on this. There's nothing else on this. I'm using the moisture that is on this to hold this seasoning. Go down with some Diamond Crystal Kosher. Let it work its way to the bone. Nice coat of black pepper, 16 mesh. I am going for building a nice bark on this. Looks like a lot of salt because it is. However, there are other videos here on YouTube about the different types of salts that are used in the kitchen. Alright, check it out or Google Diamond Crystal Kosher, why it is used widely throughout the culinary world. A bit less saltier than the other salts that we use. Do anything else to it. I'll bring you guys back to show you the actual seasoning I'm going to use. Got a number of different items that I would normally put in a wet brine when making pastrami, some of those warming spices. I'm going to get onto this, and we're going to get this onto our smoker. I am trying to build a bark on this. We're going to shred this. We're going to pull it. Stay tuned. Alright, let's go ahead and get my spice blend together. This is what I will be seasoning my lamb with. Of course, I've got a bit of cinnamon. I've got some, this is anise seeds. I've got some cloves, and I've got some allspice berries. A bowl, I can tell you right now, is quite pungent. However, what I'm smelling right now, you're probably not going to get this after this cook is done. The smoker, as well as the charcoal, and if I choose to use any wood, is going to dampen down what we actually smell, which is to say you can go ahead and use more seasoning than is necessary because, again, there's no salt in this. Our meat has already been salted. The only thing I did here off camera, I did go in with a little bit of brown sugar. Right? Some of these spices that I've got in here and grinded can be a bit bitter. That's why I use that brown sugar. After all, this cook is probably going to take somewhere in between 6 to 8 hours, max 9-10 hours. And then what I don't want is for the meat to become bitter. There's a bit of wetness on the outside. Osmosis is getting to work. This is what we want now. I'm probably going to let this sit out here at room temperature for the next 20-30 minutes, and then I'll get it into my fridge. Now, I don't want to be up all day tomorrow cooking this. I'd rather a large portion of this video be me enjoying this meat. I'm going to show you all my steps. However, I might kind of force the time on this, which is to say I won't let it sit in my fridge all night. I can tell you, some people don't like lamb. This is a product of New Zealand. We should eat local lamb whenever possible. One of the main reasons people don't like lamb is because of that gaminess. I went through and I got rid of that fat cap that was on top of here. That fat carries gaminess. There's a few things that can be done to kind of tamp down that gaminess. One thing is introduce some acids. So you'll see when people cook large pieces of lamb, they go in with a binder. Not necessary. However, the binder that I'm thinking of would be mustard. And mustard, yellow mustard, has acid in it that will help kind of caress those gamey flavors. 25-30 minutes. And so now, to complement the flavors we already got on here, we're not going to overdo it. I could leave it like this, put it in my fridge, wake up, get a fire going, and we'd be in business. But I want to kind of reinforce, at least on this outside bark, some of the flavors that I associate when we eat lamb. Again, this is that rub that I just made on camera for you guys. And we're going to get a nice coating at the bottom of this piece of lamb. 10 minutes, and then we're going to get this in the fridge. I'll bring you guys along when I get a fire started and we get this on. Stay tuned. All right, we're already up and at it. I've got my Weber 22-inch shallow kettle going. We've got some B&B lump on one side. That's one block of apple wood, and I've got my lamb roast here. No water in the kettle. I've got it shut down quite a bit. I want this charcoal, this lump, to last me quite a while. Stay tuned. I'll bring you guys back when we got some action happening. Alright, we're approaching 3 total hours. I like some of that color and some of that fat rendering we got going on around this roast, leg lamb roast. We're going to get some spritzing going on. In my spritz I have apple cider vinegar. Again, I told you guys we're going to introduce some more acidity to kind of help cut down on the that gaminess. I don't mind it, but I got family members that do. We're looking good. We're getting some good flavor. I can smell it. It smells awesome. Those spices have indeed dampened down. You don't smell it as volatile as you did earlier when I was making this. Again, we're rolling again with lump B&B charcoal. No water in this kettle. A few more spritzes. I did get rid of that fat cap, so we're gonna let it keep going. I expect to see some pullback from this bone. I need a little bit more mahogany color, dark black color, and then that's how I will know to go ahead and wrap this thing. And then we're gonna be pushing for some tenderness. Push it over 195, 200. YouTube, we back. Here is my lamb roast. I like the way it's looking. Still got some give to it. It needs a little bit more time to get tender. I'm okay with that. Got another hour or 2 or 3 I can play around with this. By then we should be getting pretty tender. I've got half a stick of butter in here. Again, this is a very lean piece of meat. I made it even leaner by pulling that fat cap off. The smells coming off of this are amazing. We're going to make sure that even when we pull this, we've got some of this bark in every bite. That's where that flavor is going to come through, and we're still going to hit it back with that rub that we made for this. So now all we have to do is get this wrapped up. Real simple. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. All right, here's the lamb. Just pulled it off of the Weber kettle. It hit a little bit over 200 degrees. I know it's tender, right? We took all that fat off there, but if the fat was on here, that would be well rendered. I'm going to let it sit here and rest before I attempt to pull. This could rest 20, 30, 40 minutes. The longer it rests, the better. First, put the seasoning on there. So let's see. Can you see that? Can you see that? It looks pretty good. Got a lot of pull back off that bone. Let's see. It's tender. Most definitely tender. Alright. I'm going to save this bone. Next time I make a stock, even if it is a chicken stock, I'll throw this bone in. And let's go ahead and get in here and tear this up. Alright? Together. I've got one of the breads that I went ahead and warmed up over that coal before I put it to rest. So here's how I'm going to make this one. Alright? We're going to go to the edge. Let's go. Edge of the aluminum paper. Then I'm going to go down. I made this off camera. This is a garlic sauce. I don't like a dry sandwich. Alright, so then now I'm going to go down, after putting some of that garlic sauce down, we're going to get down on there with some tomato. We're going to season our tomato. Always season your tomato. Alright, then we're going to go down. We're going to go down with some lettuce. Alright. I'm going to go down with some of these seasoned red onions. A lot of flavors in this, guys. I've also got some fries. Alright, fries are seasoned as well. Then we're going to go down with some of this beautiful meat. Alright. Meat to cap everything off. I did go back through this meat and re-seasoned it with the same seasonings that we formed that bark on this lamb. So that's the first one, right? I'll bring you guys back for the taste test. Here's what I did with my lamb. You got lamb, there's homemade french fries in there, that beautiful garlic sauce. We got lettuce, tomatoes, some of those seasoned red onions. Let's give it a try because I'm getting ready to sit down and eat. All right, that pita. The garlic sauce got a bite to it. Everything in this works great together. I thought that garlic sauce would be a bit too pungent. Those red onions are coming through. I hit them with vinegar and some other seasonings. They've been marinating since this morning. Lettuce and tomatoes come through real heavy. But first and foremost, that lamb is still coming through. It's still a bit of gaminess, but not as much as it started off as. Really delicious recipe. Give this a try. Till the next video, Beast Smokehouse out.